Hey guys, welcome to your lesson for Tuesday, March 31st, 2020, day 2 of week 2 of our virtual learning. Today's lesson is actually pretty quick for me. Tried to make this one a little bit lower lift than last Tuesday's where you read the whole story. And as I hinted in my earlier videos and our office hours, we're heading into some allegory work after we finish with a theme for the first half of the week. But in order to head into that allegory work, we need to look at a second work rather than read another story. I found an allegory that the Velt had with a movie. So today you are going to be viewing the movie Smart House. Before I get into directions for that, we're going to quickly go over the warm-up. Pause here if you've not done the warm-up and you want to read the text yourself. First text for the warm-up. Tasha and Sasha were both students in Miss Gratz's reading class. Miss Gratz wasn't too strict about deadlines, and Sasha took advantage of that. She did all of her homework in her other classes, but never bothered to complete Miss Gratz's reading assignments, figuring that she would complete them later. Tasha, on the other hand, completed each assignment Miss Gratz assigned the night that she assigned it. She had to stay up a little later, but she didn't want to get a penalty for turning in her reading work late. Tasha knew reading was a core subject and that she had to get a C average for the entire year or she would have to go to summer school. When the end of the quarter came, Tasha and Sasha had both planned on going to the Enchanted Castle amusement park. But Miss Gratz called Sasha's mother and she grounded Sasha until she turned in all of her work. That weekend was horrible for Sasha. She stayed up until 2 a.m. each night and still couldn't complete all of the assignments. The whole while, Tasha had a great time eating pizza at Enchanted Castle, watching movies late at night, and enjoying her weekend free of stress and pressure. At the end of the quarter, Sasha was lucky to squeak by with a C- in reading, while Tasha earned an A. Pause here if you've not done the activity yet so that you can complete number 1 and 2. Number 1, what is the theme of the story? One sentence that states the lesson. So there's 3 different things I wrote for possible themes. Yours should be something similar to this. You could have said something like, don't procrastinate. The consequences always catch up to you. Don't put off work. Plan ahead, or you will have consequences, or you won't like the outcomes. Something like that. Okay. Number 2, why did you choose this theme? 1 to 2 sentences using text evidence. So I referenced when Sasha had consequences and not a fun ending because she was staying up till 2 a.m. and she still couldn't complete all the assignments. And this is because she put things off and she didn't plan ahead. On the other hand, Tasha got to have fun. She went to Enchanted Castle, watched movies, and enjoyed a stress-free weekend because she planned ahead and did her work when it needed to be done. Second story. Go ahead and pause here if you are going to read the story yourself. If you are going to listen to me read it, you can continue right here. Mr. Pig and Mr. Dog were hanging out at the food court of the animal shopping mall. Mr. Pig was eating a huge feast of pizza and drinking a large jug of fruit punch. Mr. Dog was watching him eat. Hey, Mr. Pig, if you give me a slice of your pizza, I'll let you have the next bone I find. Mr. Pig declined, even though it hurt his stomach to eat the last 3 slices of pizza. I'm sorry, Mr. Dog, Mr. Pig said, but I paid for this pizza and it is all mine. Mr. Dog sighed and waited for Mr. Pig to finish, and then they left the animal mall together. On the way out, a hunter spotted them and gave chase. Mr. Pig normally would have escaped the hunter, but since he was weighed down by such a large meal, Mr. Pig collapsed and the hunter killed him. Mr. Dog easily escaped. Later that night, while returning to the scene, Mr. Dog caught the scent of something delicious and began digging through a trash can. He found a large ham bone with lots of meat and marrow still stuck to the bone. Mr. Dog happily ate. Pause here if you've not completed number 3 and 4. If you have, continue on. Number 3, what is the theme of the story? So my theme, I wrote, don't be greedy, it will catch up with you. Be patient and you will get what you deserve. Number 4, explain why you chose this theme. Mr. Pig wouldn't share, and the extra food weighed him down and caused his death. That's why the hunter was able to catch him. Mr. Dog didn't get mad at Mr. Pig for not sharing. He just waited return to the scene of the crime later. He happened to find a ham bone in the trash, which he then ate, and he was no longer hungry. Inference here. I'm wondering if you can figure out who the ham bone is. Anyways, moving on to our aim. Kipsters will be able to understand key events and themes of the film Smart House by completing movie viewing questions. The notes for today are pretty simple. I included pictures along with a description of some key characters so that way going in, you knew who was who and would be able to answer the questions as you watched. So, main character, Smart House. Ben Cooper. He is the big brother to Angie. He's Nick's son, and he's our main protagonist. Angie Cooper, she's a supporting character. She's the little sister to Ben. She is Nick's daughter. She's part of the main family unit. Nick Cooper, dad of Angie and Ben. And then lastly, Sarah Barnes. She's not part of the main family unit, but she is an inventor and an important character. There is one other main character that you'll see come up, but I did not want to spoil them by putting a picture, and I'm very confident you all can figure out who she is. If you scroll one more time, you'll get to the Smart House movie viewing questions. This is where you will earn the bulk of your points. Directions: watch the movie Smart House by clicking here. There's a link. This link takes you to the YouTube playlist. If you need help with how to watch the playlist and just have it set to your cue to autoplay, I include another link for you to click on, and I have directions for how to do that from your computer and from your smartphone. If you do have access to Disney Plus, then you can, and you prefer, you can choose to watch Smart House there. It's not required. I have the YouTube list for you there. Answer the following questions as you watch the movie so you are ready for tomorrow's assignment and discussion in Google Classroom. If you don't watch the movie today, tomorrow is going to be difficult, so I would just put in the time to watch the movie today, answer the questions. Most of these questions, you can watch the whole movie and then go back and answer, but they are put in order so that way you can just answer them as you go. I know some of us are just working from our phones, so maybe every couple of playlists, because it switches every 2 minutes to a different video, but it's almost seamless if you have the playlist queued up. Maybe just every few minutes pausing, going back to your Google Doc, filling in as many questions, and then go from there. Once you're done with that, make sure that you get in your Lexia practice for 15 minutes and then just hit turn in. There is no exit ticket today. Enjoy it, watch a movie. This is actually something we might not have been able to do if we were in the classroom because watching this movie might have taken like 2 days and we just don't necessarily have time for that normally. So I tried to give us something fun to do. If you have any questions, as always, call me, beat me. If you want to reach me, aka email me, comment in Google Classroom, or shoot me a text and I will get back to you. Have a great day, guys.